welcome back. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today we're going to be doing a product update video, and I took requests on Instagram for things that you would like updates on. And based on that list, I decided let's go ahead and do a get ready with me also. And I also really want to try out this new palette from By Terry. So this is the By Terry, this is the third Paris palette. So this is Paris Mon Amour. And I just got it. I can't wait to try it out. This is my first By Terry eyeshadow palette. I've used, their cream sticks and some other products from them, but I've never used any of their powder eyeshadows. In the past, I had heard that their quality for the powder eyeshadows wasn't great, but I have heard great things about both of the previous Paris palettes. So I decided to give this one a shot. So I can't wait to try it out. It looks so pretty. So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna do a get ready with me and product updates, kind of all interspersed. And let's go ahead and get started with an update. First thing I'd like to mention is the Chantecaille Rose de May Cleansing Balm. And this is 2.5 ounces. I have to say, I love the way the product performs. It feels more like a lotion or moisturizer going on your skin. It takes off everything, including my Surratt Noir Lash Tint, which requires an oil-based remover. And, it does a great job. However, I'm not somebody who is good at looking at a container like this and saying, it says 2.5 ounces. This container is definitely a lot larger than 2.5 ounces. So I was very surprised that I hit pan because I really thought this would last at least 6 months. The bottom of this is going to about here. So you've got like all this dead space essentially. So it goes to about halfway through the metallic. So I have to say I was a little disappointed to see that because I opened this in the beginning of October. I wrote the date on the back, and yeah, this is how much I have left. So I do wash my face on some days a little bit more than the average person. For example, if I'm filming a lot or, sometimes when I'm doing the multiple eye looks and everything, I do use this to take everything off. So I may have gone through a little bit more than the average person would by this point, but I'm still disappointed that, it's going so quickly. While we're talking about skincare, let me mention a couple more items. And the first one that I want to mention is the Herbivore Bakuchiol Serum. And I picked this up during the Sephora VIP sale. I think that's when I got it. Anyway, this is the retinol alternative. And this is something I've been wanting to try for a while, and then it was like out of stock for the longest time. So it's back, and I wanted to read here what it says here. So it says, smooth the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles without synthetics or irritation with Bakuchiol, a 100% natural plant-based retinol alternative serum. A blend of all natural botanicals visibly minimizes signs of aging. And then it talks specifically about some of the ingredients. And then the directions say, apply 3 to 8 drops to clean skin and massage in as a leave-on treatment. Use daily or as often as needed. And it does mention to, use SPF, and if your face gets really red or irritated, to stop using it. Now, I have to say, this serum, I started using it 1 drop once a day, and it was too much for my skin. It started, I ended up with like tons of dryness and flaking and everything. So I stopped using it for a couple weeks. Let me show you how big a drop is. So this is 1 drop. You can see that the serum is, it's kind of like a runny gel texture, but 3 to 8 drops of this is an insane amount, in my opinion. 1 drop goes over my whole face and most of my neck. So I only use 1 drop. I started using it again just like a week or 2 ago. And now I'm using it 1 drop every 3 nights. And yeah, so far I haven't had any other issues since I have decreased the usage, but I haven't used it long enough to see any results. It has not irritated my skin the same way that a retinol product does. I didn't get like super red or sore or anything like that. My skin doesn't really tolerate retinol products very well. So I didn't have those issues, but I did have extreme dryness from this and flakiness of the skin. So the directions of 3 to 8 drops, I think, is crazy. I think, I might be able to work myself up to 1 drop, but like every day. But right now I'm doing 1 drop every 3 days, and I'll let you guys know in the future if I notice any difference. But so far it's been going well. And I guess it's been almost 3 weeks actually that I have been using this for every 3 nights, because I've definitely used it, you know, more than a handful of times this way. So on my skin right now, I do have the Cousion Moisture Foundation, and then I have the Chantecaille Le Camouflage CLO in shade 1. And we're gonna apply a cream blush today. This is the Clé de Peau cream blush in 4, and I'm using the Sonia G Classic Cheek brush. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have used this brush. I wanted to show you guys some brushes that I actually won in a giveaway. And I'm not sure if many of you have heard of this brand. It's called Royalty Cosmetics. They're a relatively new brand. And I won this in one of those Instagram giveaways. And I was very excited to get them. But I have to say I wouldn't recommend purchasing them. There are some brushes that I like from them. But overall, I was a little disappointed because, well, first of all, when you're winning a giveaway, you would expect to have like some sort of like at least decent packaging. These were thrown in one of those, you know, the gray shipping bags, not the padded ones, just like the ones you might like get like a shirt in or something like that. So these brushes were just thrown in a bag that was, you know, taped over. There was no tissue paper, nothing to protect the actual brushes. And they came in the mailbox. It was pretty beat up by the time it got to me. And then I opened them up, and unfortunately, they had an overwhelming smell of goat hair. And the brush set that I won, let me show you here, they look beautiful. I love the color of the handles. I think they're gorgeous. This is my favorite brush from them. These are a mix of synthetic and goat hair brushes. The synthetic brushes are fine. They smelled through contact, but obviously they don't have the goat hair, so they don't have that scent. I have, most of these are undyed goat hair. This one here is a dyed goat hair. This one didn't smell. It's really just the ones that were the undyed goat hair. They had this really strong scent. So I spent a few weeks trying to get rid of that scent. And I contacted Royalty, and they're like, well, it's not the hair, it's the lacquer on the handles that you're smelling. And I really didn't think that was true, because it doesn't smell like lacquer. It smells like wet dog or goat hair. So it smells like if you're on a farm. So I tried a few different cleansers and things like that. That didn't really help. I also put the brushes in the freezer for an entire week. That did help decrease the smell quite a bit, but it's still not completely gone. Right now, it's gone enough that when they're dry, I don't really smell it unless I am actually taking a whiff of the brushes. But when they get wet, they have that wet goat smell again. So, you know, because of the scent, I would not recommend these for the natural hair ones at least. However, there are some brushes from this set that I really like. And this one here is synthetic. This is number 656. And this can be used for cream or powder products. And it's incredibly soft. It's very dense. I love the shape of it. You know, I think this is great for me personally. I think powder foundation, this would be the best. That's probably gonna be my main purpose for this, is powder foundation. But I also like it for, you know, buffing in powders as well. Now, you could use this for creams. It's just, you know, I haven't tried it with creams, but it could definitely be used with cream products. Another brush I really like is this one, which is a dyed goat hair. This is 225. You can see it's like a dome-shaped brush, but just the amount of flex and give on these bristles, you know, you can see that it's fairly stiff, but it's very soft, and it's really great for placing product exactly where you want it without really dispersing that product much. So I really do like this brush. And the other one that I really like is this 332. And you can see it's just really tiny. And I just found that, you know, it's just a really great size. There's nothing like innovative about the actual shape of the brush or anything like that. We've all seen brushes like this, but the size of it works really well. And you can see that it is a little bit wider than a lot of other brushes this size. So I do really like those 3 brushes from this set. Now, these are the other ones I got. These are your natural undyed goat hair. This one in particular, pencil brush 331, I really didn't like this one because you can kind of see, you know, as it comes to a taper, you've got your brush hairs basically, you know, starting to get a little bit longer from here. And what I didn't like about this is when I use it, I can feel the bristles kind of splaying out at the different levels. And it was a little irritating. So this one I didn't like functionally. And these other ones, they all perform fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the performance. They aren't especially soft or anything like that. I actually think, you know, they're not soft. They're just not like a super soft brush. They are goat hair and they're not quite as soft as the Sonia G goat hair. I forget what kind of goat hair these ones are, but you know, depending on the brush, some of them are comparable in softness to the Refer brushes, but overall, I found that my Refer brushes are a little bit softer than these for the majority of them. This blush brush here, this is number 616. You know, this one was just, I think it's actually more the shape than the hairs. The hairs, you know, they feel soft to the touch and everything, but I think the way that this shape is designed, for some reason, when I use it, it's just a little bit, not scratchy, just not soft. So, you know, it's not scratchy to the point where it's like irritating, but it's just not soft enough that I'd want to use it on a regular basis either. These other brushes all performed totally fine. I just don't really plan on reaching for these because of the smell that comes with these. So unfortunately, I just wanted to let you guys know, you know, those are my thoughts on Royalty. They do have some great deals. So if you are interested in trying them out, you know, they might be worth the investment. But for me, getting the scent of these, you know, I wouldn't recommend them. I don't know if I just got a bad batch though. To say though, the handle, I mean, purple is my favorite color and I really, really love the handles. Now, if you did want to try Royalty, again, the ones I would recommend would be this one, 656 synthetic brush. This one, which is 225, and this is dyed goat hair. And this synthetic 332, this little pencil. So out of the ones that I have, I would recommend these 3, but I would not recommend the rest of these. Now, I also had some questions about the Viseart primer, and this is a really nice primer. So let me show you what it looks like. It is like a clear kind of gel consistency, and it does have a little bit of a silicone texture to it. This is 0.33 ounces, 12-month shelf life, and you know, I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. It works really well on the lids, and I have found that using this, you know, I get extra longevity. And one of the things that I like about this primer is it's not a sticky base. So it's sticky in the sense that things will adhere to it, but it's not, you know, sometimes you use a sticky eye primer or eye base, and when you're trying to actually blend out shadows, they kind of get stuck in like patches or whatever, just because of the way they're adhering to the base. I haven't had that issue with the Viseart primer. So I do really like that primer a lot, and I would recommend that one. Now, I would use that today, but one of the other things I wanted to use is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix. And I haven't used this particular shade yet. This is a new shade for me. This is the shade Exposed. I thought we could try this out as an eyeshadow base. And what I have used is the Smoky Eye Trio. So this is one of the holiday sets that they have out now. And you can get this from Camera Ready Cosmetics or from Beautylish. And it comes with 3 of her Color Fix shadows. So we have a black matte shade. We have a cream color, which is a metallic gray. And then we have a foil, which is a liquid glitter. So let me just swatch these real quickly for you. This matte black is called Blackout, and you have that here. So I'm just going to use my pinky here because it does kind of stain my hand. So you can see you can get like kind of this, you know, really dark look, but you can also like really smoke it out and get more of a gray base as well. Then we have this one here, which is the metallic liquid pigment in the shade Odyssey. And this one, I mean, these are all like really beautiful. Look at that. So if you saw my favorite brushes of 2020, this is what I had on my eyes. I used the black as a base and I smoked it out so it was more gray. And I applied everything with my fingers for the most part, except the black base I did kind of feather out with a brush. So this last shade here is Milky Way, and this is from the foil line. So you can see how little I'm using for these things. And look at that. So my eyes looked like a disco ball. And I have to say, I wore them. I didn't use any primer or anything. I wore them for over 16 hours. And at the end of the day, I had creasing right here, but absolutely no fallout. I didn't even have one stray glitter particle on my face. I was so shocked. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I found that absolutely incredible. Now I have to say, when you apply it with your fingers with these dark colors, you can see, you know, how much residue gets left. So I'm going to use this shade Exposed, and I'm going to get just a little bit on my finger. It's a little bit more brown than I thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to apply this lightly here. We're going to use this as a base, and then we're going to apply the by Terry Paris palette. That's actually a really nice shade on its own. You know, could just use that as a one and done. So I'm just going to swatch a little bit of this shade here for you. So this is the shade Exposed. You can see how much you can feather that out. I'm going to wash my hands real quickly, and then we're going to dip into the Paris palette. So I have to say that those things really stay put. By the way, when I said I experienced a creasing, that was after 16 plus hours. After 12 hours, it still looked amazing. I didn't look in between 12 and 16, so I'm not sure exactly. But here is the By Terry palette. So you've got this beautiful Parisian scene in this, well, I mean, obviously you can see the pink and then the purple. And I've got a mirror here. And these are the shadows. Let's see if I can hold it right side up without blinding you. There we go. So I have to say, they look better in person than they do in the photos, probably even than they do on camera. This does come with a little brush. So we have, you know, kind of like the angled liner brush, and then just a little one. It's a little dinky. I'm not going to use it. So I'm not actually going to use too much from this palette today. You know, I just want to accent this Exposed shade. So I'm going to take the Esom W23, and I'm going to go into this shade here that says Paris on it. So I'm just getting a little bit of this up. I'm going in the center here, and I'm just going to put this on top of the outer half. You can see that sheen there. Let me move you in closer. I forgot. All right, so there, I'm not sure if you can see that sheen. Let's do it here on this side too. See that difference when I'm going over Exposed there? I really like this particular shade. It's really pretty. And then let's go in with this light pink with the fireworks. And I'm gonna apply this on the inner half, just for a little brightening here. You can see that both of these shadows have a satin finish to them. I like it. Now I will do an actual review on this palette with, you know, I'm going to test the wear of these shadows and everything first. So I'll have a review up, you know, in a few days with this. I think that's really pretty shadow. And I'm just gonna, you know, we're gonna keep things simple today. So I'm gonna go into this gold shade here with my finger. I'm gonna add, this one is, you can see it's like a metallic shade. We're gonna add this to the center. All right, so I'm not sure about that one. That was a little drier than I expected and didn't have as much impact. So I'm definitely gonna have to play with that one and test that out. And then I do wanna add something a little bit lighter to the crease area. For the crease, we're gonna take the classic crease brush from G into this ivory shade. And I'm just gonna add a little bit. I'm actually starting in the middle of the crease. And I'm not actually focusing too much on getting in the crease, but more so above the crease. For a little brightening. All right, I think we do need to get something a little bit darker as well. I'm going to take the Esom W36. I'm going to go into the shade next to that, the one that says Terribly, this deeper brown. And this is another satin finish, it looks like. And I'm just going to get a tiny, tiny bit and just add it to the outer corner here. So just a really light look today. I like it though. I think it looks nice. Then to line the eyes, I'm going to go in with this burgundy shade. This is the Royalty 332. And we're going to just add this to the upper lash line just for a little color here. Just gives a little accent. Now I have to say this By Terry palette, when I was looking at the photos, I thought it was going to be more like pinks and roses and, you know, shades that wouldn't necessarily look very good on me, but I am so happy to see that in person. It's really a lot more neutral than I expected. And these brown shades actually look beautiful. I can't wait to dig into them. Like this one, you can see like there's some like coppery gold effects in there. You know, this one, oh, sorry, this one, and this one, they look pretty neutral on the spectrum. This one actually leans a little cool. I think they are stunning. You do have, you know, some more red based shades here, but they're not overly warm. So you can see that using this burgundy shade as a liner really isn't having like any sort of bad effect on my eyes. And I think for the lower lash line, let's go ahead and try, I want to try this shade here, which, well, no, I don't think so today. We're going to just go in, let's be safe. We're going to go back in with this satin shade here. And let me use a different brush. This, we're going to use the Chikuhodo F07. I'm going to go into this first shade that we used for the lower lash line. I just want to keep things really light and bright today. And wiping that off, I'm going to go back into this light pink shade and just add a touch more of this to the inner corner and the inner part of the lower lash line here. So this is it. And I almost forgot, one of the questions was actually about the Chantecaille mascara. So I'm going to show you this. This is the Faux Seal Longest Lash Mascara, which essentially has a lash primer built into it. So it's got that protein complex that is supposed to help, lengthen your lashes. So this here is the wand, and let's just see how this goes. Now, I have been using this. I haven't used this every day long enough to, see how extravagant the results could be. And you can see the actual product. It's fine. It's like a regular mascara. But I do have to say that I think I've used this quite a bit. And I think I really have noticed some lengthening to my lashes. Now, my lashes are on the longer side in general. So, I haven't noticed anything super extreme at this point, but I've been using this several times a week for about a month now. And I do think that there has been some lengthening to them. Now, the actual formula of it, I find to be fine. It's like an average mascara formula to me. Personally, I like mascaras that add a little bit of length and volume without clumping. And you can see that this one here, it's a little bit messier. It's a little bit wetter. I thought it would dry down more because I had heard with this mascara in particular, after 2 weeks of having it open, it would, be a better consistency. But for me, it's still pretty wet. So it is a more wet mascara. However, I do really like it, and I like the fact that I have noticed some results with it. So I think this is definitely something I would repurchase. And I mean, you can see the effect on my lashes. For me, it's a more dramatic mascara. So I do really enjoy it, and I would repurchase it. I'm just going to pencil my brows real quickly. This is the Surratt Expressionist Eye Pencil, and this shade is the taupe shade. And I like the actual pencil a lot. It's refillable, which I appreciate. And I like the spoolie on the other side. So this is just like something really quick and easy whenever I, don't feel like really paying attention, because this particular shade is a little bit on the lighter side. So, it's just something really fast and easy for me to do. And I do still enjoy using the Surratt Brow Pomade on top of that, but I don't always use it. I do find though that my brows look a little bit better when I use the pomade. And let's go ahead and do some finishing powder. I think I'm going to take out this By Terry product. This was one of the holiday products that they had last year. This is the Starlight Rose CC powder. And I really like this powder. It was prettier when it had the overspray on. But I mean, it was all this glitter. You can see, even swirling your brush in, you see all the different colors in there. They really just, they're beautiful. So you've got this nice finish on the skin, but it's not going to be overly shiny or overly matte. It's kind of like just this soft satin finish, and the way the colors swirl together do help kind of blur some imperfections and so forth. So I really like this powder. It does have a rose scent. It's a super heavy compact, but yeah, I really do enjoy this. And then for our highlight, I'm taking the Shiseido KZ05 in the Pat McGrath, and just going to put on a tiny bit of this. I still really love this Pat McGrath highlight. So definitely going in the favorites of 2020. Not sure if anybody could guess what else is going to go in the highlight category, but definitely some great highlighters this year. Now, back to a couple of product updates. I want to show you the Augustinus Bader Rich Cream. Now, this I picked up during the Black Friday sale for Violet Gray, and this is 1.7 ounces. It has this magnetic cap. It's a very strong magnet. It's gorgeous packaging. It looks very nice, and it has a 6-month shelf life, made in Germany. It comes in this massive box. So this is the box that it comes in. and you open it up and you can see here, this is where this fits. And then over in this part, you have this little box, and inside you have this, which I thought, oh, okay, this is going to have all this information, but you know, it's just a little, there's not that much of it in English. So it just goes over the fact that, you know, it's a rich cream, deeply hydrating, and it says it significantly increases hydration in just 7 days. It's clinically proven to visibly decrease frown lines and wrinkles. And then it talks about the trigger factor complex 8, which is the patented? But anyway, that's the specific complex that is used in Professor Bader's products. And obviously there aren't any details on what's in there or anything. And then he's also talking about the stem cells. So it says the body's stem cells act as a repairing force, mobilizing the body's own biological wisdom to regenerate and heal. The stem cells found in skin lie dormant, awaiting an activation signal to repair the damage inflicted by life and environmental factors. So essentially, this cream is supposed to activate that. Now, I've been using it for about a week. Oh, the other thing in here is just like a little pouch that honestly, I won't be using the pouch, but you know, it's kind of like a microfiber fabric. So pouch to fit your moisturizer in. Now, the packaging on here, I have to say, is very impressive. Now, I have been using this for about a week, and I'm using this as a daytime moisturizer. So as I've mentioned before, I've been using Retrouvé at night, but those moisturizers just haven't really worked for me during the daytime. So I was looking for something a little bit more hydrating than what I have been using. So I decided to try this. And for those of you who are familiar with the Sisley All Day All Year moisturizer, if you're familiar with that consistency, that's like one that, you know, it's kind of a little tough to spread out. It's more of a pat on type of product. This has a little, you know, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a traditional cream moisturizer that is easy to spread out mixed with that. So you've got a little bit of that like extra resistance for rubbing that out. But it's a very nice formula. So here, I'll put out a little bit. I don't want to waste it, so I'm just going to use a tiny bit. But you can see that it does give this nice moisture sheen to your skin, and it sinks in. So after I have this on for about 20 minutes or so, it basically sinks into my skin, and it has been keeping everything hydrated. So as to the claims of seeing results within 7 days and so forth, you know, honestly, I haven't noticed any results with wrinkles or anything yet, but it has definitely helped keep my skin more hydrated within 7 days, which is what it claimed for the 7 days. So the 7-day thing was specifically for hydration. So I have to say, it has definitely improved the hydration of my skin. I really enjoy it, and it has worked well under my makeup, but time will tell whether or not it is worth the high price tag and if I see any difference in what my skin actually looks like. All right, and we've got one more product left, and that is the Yves Saint Laurent. These are the Slim Glow Matte Lipsticks. So I picked up the shade 207. I forget what it's called. The name is not written on here. It's something, I'm gonna say Unreal is in the title, or illegal, like illegal nude maybe, or something like that. So online, it looked a little bit more pink. Let's see here. Let's put it right here. But you can see that it's really a lot more peach. So it's like a peachy nude. There's a little bit of a warm brown in there, and you can see it's like that warm brown with the reddish undertone. So I'm gonna apply this and show this to you. So this is the product, and I think the finish of it is very nice. There is a little bit of a scent, I'm not sure. It's kind of like a fruity, powdery scent, but it's faint. So it's not a bothersome scent, in my opinion. And the actual finish of it, Slim Glow Matte. I think that's pretty apt. It's like a luminous matte. It feels creamy on the lips, but it doesn't look overly creamy on the lips. And wear time on this, I think, was average. Typically I feel like mattes usually last a little bit longer than their satin counterparts, but I don't really feel like this one lasts, any special length of time. So I'd say it's kind of average with other, satin lipsticks and so forth. But this color I don't love on me. And the formula, while it's nice, I personally, it's not a favorite for me. I'm not huge on matte lipsticks. There are some that I've really been loving right now, but overall, if you look at the category of matte lipsticks, there aren't a ton of different ones that I like. And so I'm happy that I tried this one, but I don't plan on picking up more of these. Now, just to go over the packaging, obviously we have the square bullet, which, is very chic, but for application, I do prefer more of the traditional shape personally. But, I think it's nice. You've got the, pretty pink metallic, and then this is a click closure. You can actually see the little bump outs here for it to click in. I think it's gorgeous packaging. I think the finish on the lips is nice. But again, just nothing amazing to me. They did have a good sale for Black Friday where it was like buy one, get one free on their website. So if you were interested in picking up one of these, I think, it's worth exploring. It's not a bad lip product. I like it. It's just not my favorite. And because this color isn't great for me, I thought we would go ahead and try another new lip item. So I've had this for a while now. This is the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash in Coco Club, the new one that they came out with for the holidays. And I've been dying to try it, and I haven't tried it yet. So I thought we could try that right now. This is number 136, and it is a red shade. And I also want to take a second to compare this with Lively, which, in my opinion, online, the swatches looked kind of similar. So let's take a look at this. So here is Coco Club. And let me grab Lively to swatch. So we have Coco Club here on my left and Lively on my right. And you can see right away that Lively is going to be a warmer tone version. Let me just swatch these here. So here is Lively, and you can see the gold flecks in here. And it's really a neutral red. It leans a little cool, but it's still pretty neutral in general. Whereas 136 Coco Club is definitely going to be cooler in tone than Lively. And this one, it doesn't have gold flecks, but it's not really all that shimmery. But if you look super closely, you can see a little bit of red-based flecks in there. However, it's not like Lively. Here, let me put them back in the right hands. So you can see here that Lively, you actually see like gold glitter and gold sparkle in it, whereas Coco Club, you do not. So overall, you can see that Coco Club is going to be a cooler toned red, and you definitely have that blue-based pink, undertone to it. You can see like smudging that out compared to smudging out Lively, which turns into a much warmer, soft red. So that's kind of the difference between the two of these. I like both shades. I'm very happy that they are more different in person than they appeared online. Now, if you're not familiar with the Rouge Coco Flash formula, it's a very thin, slippery feeling to it. It's lightweight on the lips. It feels more like a tinted lip balm, but obviously they are highly pigmented. And I don't really have issues with feathering with these, but I do think that it it could happen. So I would definitely recommend using a lip pencil with this. As a matter of fact, I just went ahead and added a lip pencil right around the edges here. I used the Lisa Eldridge lip pencil in Beauty, but any of that, you know, anything would be fine. And yeah, so this is my look then for today. It's just kind of, in my opinion, kind of like a classic low-key look, and I'm very happy with it. So I think we covered everything on my list for product updates. And if you have any requests for future updates of anything, please let me know down below or DM me on Instagram. I'm at AlexisJong, and I will definitely be sure to include them, you know, whenever we do the next update. I do try to do these every few weeks just to keep everybody abreast of anything that, you know, has kind of changed or anything new that I've learned about a product. So definitely let me know if there's anything that you would like included next time. And that is everything for today. If you liked this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up sign and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to let me know down below in the comments what products you would like included for the next update video, or if you have any questions or comments for Makeup Mondays. And I will see you very soon. We've got plenty more favorite videos coming up, and they have been very hard to narrow down. So definitely stay on the lookout for those, and I will see you soon. So have a great day and stay safe and healthy. And thanks again for joining me.